So guys, a while back I made an Nether cannon. You guys loved it, and I eventually released a tutorial on it, and you guys loved that even more. I'm still actually getting views from that, and I released it like 6 months ago. So thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Now, there was a comment on this video that said, hold up, this thing doesn't fire that far. It only fires like 1,000 blocks, and Elytra is so much faster. And I tested it, and yeah, that's true, unfortunately. I don't know why I didn't think of that. So I made my cannon better. This is a new and improved Ender Pearl Cannon. I call this the Ender Pearl Cannon 2.5. First, let's talk about changes. Let's talk about good changes. So with my original cannon, we had 20 dispensers firing every other one. That got us about 1,000 blocks. So what I've done here is I've actually doubled the amount of dispensers by replacing these cobblestone blocks with target blocks. The target blocks actually allow these dispensers, but beside them, to fire, which doubles the amount of whatchamacallit. I think you guys know. I don't know. Now, I've also cleaned up some of the redstone. Basically went over, did a whole test on what was necessary, what wasn't, and removed all the blocks that were necessary. So you can see this entire corner's been removed because it was just redundant redstone. These little connectors right here have been removed, and these connectors right here have been removed. Now, there is some interesting things about this part of the cannon. First off, some things I found out, you could put these blocks in the middle, it changes nothing. All it does is makes this less of a, like, this shape, and it makes it more of like a, like, it's like the difference between you have, like, kind of looks like this right now, where you have, like, the corners, and it's kind of just a giant square. But if you move them in, then it kind of gives off more of a, like, circle, and it's just neater. But then I also did remove this entire corner over here. So now it kind of just looks like this from above. You can keep it over here if you want, just for like the sake of keep making it look nice. It's not necessary though. Also, ignore that. Right now, I've done a couple bug tests. So right now, the only thing is, only 38 of these 40 dispensers fire because I can't get redstone to this target block and this target block at the same time. So what I've gone and done is I've moved the lever in here and up one so that it powers these blocks and these blocks. And basically, if I flick the lever, you can see that they all fire. And actually, yeah, never mind, I fixed the bug. So that is another difference. You can still use a button, but it now has to be in this block. It has to be on an inside corner. So just for the sake of consistency, you might want to keep that there. But then every single dispenser will ignite, and that's just good because that gets more distance. Now, these two layers down here, other than this corner, these two layers have to be complete because otherwise the redstone doesn't reach all the way up. Is that about how, like, I don't know, it's confusing, I don't really understand why. Probably could, I just don't want to think about it. I also found out that cobblestone and stone look really ugly together next to dispensers, and that deep slate tiles are actually probably the way to go because they look super cool, and they kind of match the whole dispenser vibe. They actually match really well with red, I think. I could be very wrong. I don't know, I just feel like it looks really good for this. I don't know why I have that block still there. Let me remove it. Ah. So that's the actual cannon part done. So now we're gonna take a look down here at the actual launcher. Last time I just had a block one below the water and these top blocks all removed. So that when TNT would fire, the ender pearl could fire straight. That wasn't effective. So what I actually did is I tested every single block to see which block was the highest to be most on level to fire the ender pearl as straight as possible. Because the way it was firing before was very vertical. Because it was going so high, it was actually losing a lot of its forward momentum. Basically what I've done here is I've just put an enchanting table to keep the TNT as high as possible. And I've added these fence gates to hold the water in because if there's no water on here, then sometimes when the TNT falls, it lands exactly on the enchanting table and blows this area up. And it blows up these blocks and it's just annoying. And obsidian looks ugly. These gates actually do serve more than just aesthetic purposes, because I actually ran some tests, and the best way to throw an ender pearl to fire this machine is when you're crouching inside a gate. If you're crouching inside a gate and then you throw your pearl, it's going to come up roughly centered. And when the TNT fires, it'll fire at roughly a 45-degree angle, which to anyone who's taken like math, 45 degrees is the only angle that it travels the furthest, because every other angle, like 44, is equal to 46 degrees. And those don't have the maximum range or whatever. Similar to the last one, if you fire it close to the corner, if you fire it close to the wall, it goes more straight and less up. You fire it right off of here, it'll go more up and less straight. If you fire it in the middle, it should roughly kind of go like that. Other than that, that's kind of everything that I've changed. And from my experiments, this works really well. We can see that if I go stand at this block right here, this is 5, negative 71. And if I go and I throw an ender pearl, and then I fire this thing, it looks so beautiful. Also, I'm gonna step down, because yeah, you get launched. Yeah, so now we just gotta wait, I think about 10 seconds at most. Where's my... There we go. So if we look, I'm at 138 and 8 minus 1654. And if we look, that's over 1,600 blocks. I don't know about you guys. That seems like it worked. Now, there may still be some of you that are like, well, that doesn't really work because an electric is still way faster. Well, actually, no. I tested that this time. And this time, an elytra is slower. But with the original one, the elytra would get you over 1,000. It would get you there roughly around the same time. And it was just so much cheaper, you know? Because if you want to travel 10,000 blocks, you'd have to build 10 of these things, and they were expensive, and they looked kind of ugly, and there was no guarantee to land at one, and took so long to fire, it was just easy to fly. Well, this, it could fire up to 2,000 blocks. I've gotten over 2,000 tests before. I seem to have lost the angle. I think you want to be closer. I'm actually not 100% sure where you want to be. Oh yeah, there's also this weird bug that I found. I don't understand this bug, but for some reason, the ender pearl will sometimes hit, like, the TNT. I don't understand. Besides, the TNT will activate the ender pearl instead of launching it. It's confusing. I don't get it. But yeah, I'm kind of just yapping right now. I'm firing this. I like this. This is fun. But yes, I have tested this against an elytra, and elytra will get you about 1,000 blocks by the time your ender pearl lands. And even if you're only going like 1,500 blocks, think about that. Like, nether travel, still faster. Slap one of these babies down in the nether, and now you have to travel 10,000 blocks. Instead of needing 10 of these cannons, you need one. One cannon to travel 10,000 blocks. So this is Editor Vurge here. I don't know what I was thinking. There's no water in the nether. You can't build this thing in the nether. But what you can do is you can build another portal in front of it that connects to the nether roof. And then you just build a really big nether portal on the other side on the nether roof. So when the ender pearl flies through, it'll go through and then fly through the other nether portal and then go back to the overworld. And that's kind of how it can work. But yeah, you can't actually build this thing in the nether. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, one cannon to travel 10,000 blocks is quite impressive. I'm still not done with this. I still have so much more I want to do with this. I've also figured out this weird thing that you can do with the fishing rod, where you can crouch on a thing. You can put it on a pressure plate. People probably know this from like fishing farms, but I find out that if you like throw an ender pearl into here, you now have like a stasis chamber that will activate if you get too far from it. It's actually pretty ingenious if you want to trap someone. Because now, like, they're forced to go here if I pull up a fishing rod. Okay, that's weird. Normally, it'll trap me below. It's the first time it hasn't done that. But now, if I were to, like, say, like, an enemy base is over there, or enemy lines, I'm on the front lines of a battle. I'm firing over. I can fire this. Then, while it's firing, I can set my stasis here And then this could be like a scouting thing. But yeah, that's just an idea for if you're like simulating a war on a server or something, and you want scouts, then you could pair these with this small stasis chamber, and they'll be able to go take half-second looks. And if you use replay mod, I believe, not sure, but if you use replay mod, you should be able to capture a glimpse of the entire area, because when you go over, you're going to load the chunks. And like replay mod follows wherever you go. So if in the replay mod, I'm not sure. Let me test this. Let me start recording my flashback. I think like the idea is you would like go over there, then because replay mod. I saw a video on this where they just had to get a person close enough they could use replay mod to see everything. Like, yeah, you could use this to go get all your replay mod footage. Well, let's see now. Finish recording. Save replay. Yes, we can see this, that now I can see everything over here. And I was like, how long was I here? I was only here for 14 frames. What? Dude, that's less than a second. So yes, this is perfect for scouting missions on your scripted SMPs. Dude, I didn't even know you could do that. That's actually so cool. It's a way to explore areas without being in danger. You don't even need like, dude, you can just do this on like a server. Like, say you're playing on like a lifesteal server, and you want to go check out, like, I don't know, you're allowed to use replay mod or something. I want to go see what the enemy defense, like, what's happening over here. Is it safe to go over here? It's like, if you want, oh, well, you're testing the cannon because people could have traps set up at the end. Dude, okay, that remote feature is actually really cool. I just... Okay, whatever. I'm going to end the video there. If you guys want a tutorial, just let me know down below, and I will try to release one. I did try recording one. It didn't work. It didn't want to be nice. So if you guys want that, just let me know in the comments down below. I'll get around to releasing it. And I will see you all next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye.